Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blocked episode 30. I'm just going to move my screen around a little bit there. So we have today with us, we've got Tomski, who is hiding behind his picture as usual. We've got Anski below, and we have Adamski. However, he's probably going to be jumping in and out because we're having some technical issues. So we'll start with Annie, because Annie's a knitter, and this is supposedly a knitting podcast. So, Annie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, I've got a bit of knitting as well.
I don't think I get much done. About myself, what do you want to know?
Well, anything that you think people don't. And Adam's here, yay. So, where are you? Whereabouts are you in the country?
Hartlepool.
Ah.
On the northeast coast.
And where are you from originally?
Oldham.
Oldham. Ah, so that's Greater Manchester. We'll get to that in a minute. And Adam, we're going to try and talk to Adam now because I know he's been struggling to hear us. So can you hear us, Adam? Is there anybody there? No. He ran. Okay, Tomski, over to you. So where are you from, Tomski? And what do you do? And how do we know you?
Where am I from? So I am from Yorkshire, which is the right side of the border. I don't care what anybody says. I grew up in West Yorkshire, and I moved to North Yorkshire about 20 years ago. So I've lived here for all my life, really.
Right. Now, West Yorkshire, what was that in the old, because it used to be East and something Riding, didn't it? Was it East and West Riding before?
Yeah, so I was near the Bradford area. So Bradford and Keighley area, that's where I grew up. And then I moved over to like the Dales, over into North Yorkshire. So yeah,
the Dale. For anybody Americans, by the way, if you're going to go to the UK, you do want to get yourself to the Yorkshire Dales because it's absolutely stunning around there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. There's lots of places to go camping, lots of little villages, lots of great villages with little pubs in them as well. So it's a really nice place. I've got a picture to show in a bit as well.
Cool.
And how do you know me? So most people will know me by Kerry Smith. So I'm a mod for Kerry, and I'm in her chat all the time. So anybody who knows Kerry and knows you will know me through my moderating or lack of it in Kerry's channel.
Yeah, and offending people left, right, and centre.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
I've heard the story. Adam slipped out again, hasn't it? Well, Adam, I'll try and introduce Adam myself while he's not here. Adam he says he's from Stretford, which is in Manchester, but he doesn't sound like he's from Stretford. He sounds like he's a southerner to me, but I'm trying to find out if he's actually from London or down south. But he's currently living somewhere in Canada, not really sure. And if you've been watching any of our videos and also the politically incorrect videos and Kerry's videos, Adam is kind of like a serial lurker. So I don't know whether Adam, can you hear us now? Was that you, Adam, speaking?
Briefly, it sounded like it.
Yeah, Adam, talk to us. Is there anybody there? Earth to Adam. No, you can't hear, can you?
Yeah, the internet is.
See, Canada, they've got no internet. They've got no decent.
As Tomski would say, Tinternet.
I would say that.
Morgan says she can hear us all. So Adam, speak.
Oh,
whereabouts in Canada are you, Adam?
There we are. Sorry. Sorry.
Adam, turn your camera off. Turn your camera off, Adam, if you can hear us.
I don't think he can.
No.
He's going to have to.
Yeah.
He might just have to look pretty for us all.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, what we're going to. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say we were joking before we went live that Justin Trudeau's coming for Adam.
Oh, hang on.
That's why he can't connect.
Justin doesn't like us and the politically incorrect knitters. He has an issue with us, doesn't he? Isn't he being elected out soon anyway? How long is he going to be the Prime Minister of Canada for? Because he's been there forever.
Up there.
Do they have a system like we have
Yep.
here where they can stay in there forever? Or
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because it's such a big country, isn't it? They've probably got like provinces, and they'll have. I think they've got elected representatives, but yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be taking over the colony of America again. We've there's the Yorkshire Dales, by the way. That's Tomski's picture, the Yorkshire Dales. So I'm going to put this slideshow on. So there's the amazing flag of Britain. This is going to be the new flag for America. And
it's beautiful.
None of this stars and stripes nonsense. And this is something, when you hear Tomski and I talk about Lancashire and Yorkshire and talk about who's on the better side of the Pennines. Well, if you're on the Lancashire side, you're on the better side of the Pennines. And that is the House of Lancaster, which is the Red Rose. And Tomski's from the House of York, which is the White Rose. And 500 years ago, we had a war, which my side won. Do you agree? Do you agree, Tomski, that you lost?
I think a lot of people would agree, but I think there are some historians that would dispute.
Fringe historians.
Historians on my side of the border, probably.
Yeah, Yorkshire ones, yeah. And we've never forgotten this war, even though it's over 500 years ago, and it means a lot to us. So Yorkshire and Lancashire are not always the best friends. But anyway, when we won, when we beat Yorkshire's arse, we were so magnanimous and nice. I can't say that word, magnanimous. And we merged the two rose symbols together, and that became the Tudor rose, because didn't the king marry the daughter of one of the Yorkshire houses? I can't remember now.
No, me neither. It's been a while since history lessons.
Well, anyway, this is why there's a rivalry between Tomski and I. So there you go. There's your history lesson for today. But
I just want to say one thing before you move on, Adam. Can you just make my my picture full screen, my profile?
Yeah, just give me a second. How do I do that easily without removing everybody else? Do I just double click it?
Is there not? Yeah, just click on. Try double clicking me.
Aha! Yeah.
Right. So I just want to show this, because this is a true fact, ladies. This is a true fact out there. This is a true meme.
Oh.
Let me try it again.
So that's fact there. It's in meme form.
I don't get memes.
So that is now immortalised on the internet, and it's fact.
Yeah, because everything on the internet is fact, isn't it? So who did that? Clearly, it was a Yorkshire person that did that.
Probably a Yorkshire woman. I'm going to say that. But yeah.
Isn't the other thing they say about Yorkshire men, isn't it? What is it? Thick in head and strong in arm.
Well, yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. It's a shame
I thought they were tight.
Sorry, Annie, what was that? Say that again.
I thought they were tight.
Yes. Yeah, isn't it that they've got arms up here that don't reach the pockets?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's true. That is true. You should see a group of Yorkshiremen when it's their turn to buy a round.
What, we all go in circles. No
Shuffling to the toilet.
Yeah, I actually know somebody, a friend of mine, when I was in my 20s, when we didn't have a lot of money. A friend of mine was always missing when it was his round, and he would either be in the toilet or he'd conveniently go for a smoke at the exact moment it was his turn to get up and go. So he'd make out like he was getting up and going to the bar, but then he'd just walk out and have a smoke. So, yeah.
Someone said, yeah, we've got generational trauma from the War of the Roses, haven't we? We need, what's it called? Not restitution. What's the word?
Reparations.
Reparations, that's the one. Well, then again, that'd be you, wouldn't it? Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
because
Neil, I'm coming for your house, buddy.
I haven't got one. Good luck. Oh, Morgan says the tea is going in the harbour again. Mm-hmm.
That's just, you know what annoys me more about that than anything? It's not that the fact that they threw the tea in the harbour. It's just that they wasted tea.
Yeah, and we know how you Yorkshiremen like your tea.
That's all I care about, the waste of tea, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for the Americans, if you're going to drink tea, and I have to concede that Yorkshire breakfast tea is the best tea you can get. I have to admit that. So don't be bothering with all this other nonsense or Tetley or PG. Get Yorkshire. Yorkshire tea's the best one. Anyway, right.
Oh,
so Adam,
Yorkshire biscuit tea.
Yorkshire biscuit.
Jam on toast.
Oh.
Jam on toast tea.
Do they know what jam is?
They'd call it jelly, right?
Jelly
They'd
on
probably call it
toast
jelly.
tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
don't know if
what
they still
we
know
call jelly, they call jello, isn't it?
That's right.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you, Taylor's tea's pretty good from Harrogate.
Oh, don't know
If
that.
you don't get Yorkshire tea, Taylor's tea's pretty good. They do some good cakes as well.
Oh, is this like Betty's Tea Rooms? Is that?
Yeah, Betty's Tea Rooms is near me. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Americans, Betty's Tea Room is probably a nationally famous cafe. What would you call it?
It's just a cafe, but they just make ridiculously good cakes, and they charge you extortionate prices for them as well. So.
Yeah. And you get really bad service, probably. No, I don't think you do that.
I don't know. I mean, it's only a small tea shop, right? So you can't get many people in there, so it's always busy all the time.
Yeah, it's probably not even busy with Yorkshire people, is it? It's going to be just like people visiting, isn't it? Because
it's all tourists from because it's in Ilkley.
Tourists or terrorists?
Well, both probably.
It's in York as well. There's one in York, isn't there?
Oh, there's one in York as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. How many? There's a few. Yeah. Oh, Adam, shall we try again? Can you hear us, Adam? Adam, Can you hear me?
So just before we move on, with Adam on the screen, I wanted to show this, right? So because he's Canadian, if you just look at my thing, hey buddy, how you doing, Adam? Buddy, how's it going? What's it all about, buddy? I want my money. I want my internet money.
Oh, that's brilliant. How did you do that? No,
I'll tell you off stream. I'm using OBS for this, but yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant. I don't think did he even see it? I don't
know. I'm going to go back to my standard pick
now. Hear it. Oh.
Right. Well, I'll put the. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, that was it. I think you've done it now, Tomski. I think you've really upset him. How do I? Can you still hear me now, or does that take my voice off?
Yes,
no, I can still hear you.
Yeah. Right. So this is just a bit of a geography lesson now. So we've had a history lesson. Now here's our geography lesson. So all of this that you can see is the British Isles, and the British Isles is a bit like Scandinavia. It's not actually a country or a nation. It's just a group of countries together that are known as the British Isles. So that even includes Ireland, and that's going to piss all the Irish off, me saying that. But one of the things that I've noticed a lot of Americans mix up is what is Britain versus what is the UK versus what is England. So this is the British Isles. So when I say I'm indigenous to this whole area because some of my
we can't see your mouse moving on your screen.
Oh, can they not? Oh, I'm circling it. How can I do that? Is there a way of doing it?
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah.
We should be able to see your mouse moving.
Just tell them the colours then.
Yeah, tell them the colours. Yeah.
Okay, so if you take out the dark green, which is Southern Ireland or Ireland, and then you just look at the light green and the blue and the red and the yellow, that is what's known as the United Kingdom. It's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Now, if you take out the green completely, then you're just left with Great Britain. And that's just the three countries of Scotland, England, and Wales. And then obviously, any of those then are their own country. So England's its own country, Wales is its own country, Scotland is its own country, but as a nation, we are Britain, or United Kingdom, if you include the Northern Ireland as well. And the Welsh and Scottish, they have their own government, don't they? And the Isle of Man here, that little red dot in between the green and the red, that's the Isle of Man, and they have their own government as well. But the only people that don't seem to have their own government are the English, which kind of pisses me off a little bit. Because we're all ruled by Parliament in London, all of us, but Wales and Scotland have their own governments as well, but England doesn't. And it's like, why? Why is that? But, right, how can I... Oh, no, I'm going to keep this on. Sorry.
Well, if you... at the bottom, Neil, there's different options to show different... Like, to show us on screen as well.
Ah.
There you
There
go.
we go. Yeah. Oh, Adam's back. Let's try Adam again. Adam's just going to keep coming and
Aw.
going, isn't he? At the bottom, it's going to be like a flashing light. Of...
Oh,
can you speak,
can you
Adam?
hear me?
We
Yep.
can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Nodding dogs.
Yeah. But Adam can't hear us, can he? Clearly.
He's probably got his
No.
PC speakers turned down to 0 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Did you hear us? Did you
I can
us?
hear you.
Ah, brilliant.
Oh, good.
Right, well, before we lose you again, what part of Canada are you in?
Yeah. Yep.
He's just saying.
Somewhere with a delay.
Where in Canada are you? Look, I'm doing that thing when you talk to a foreigner, aren't I? Where are you from? No, it's not going to work. Anyway, right. So we were looking at the UK, weren't we? So this is our counties. Sorry, this is going to be over soon. I know it's boring, but I wanted to show you something. So on the left of the screen there, that's all of the counties of Britain. And if you look on the right, I've zoomed in a little bit, just so you can see Lancashire and Yorkshire. So this is where Yorkshire's where Tomski is. Lancashire is where Adam, Annie, and I all originate.
Yeah.
But Annie is currently up around Durham up here. So we're all very, very close. And I'd say probably, how many hours would you say driving between them? 2, 3 at the most?
The northeast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 hours from Manchester.
Yeah.
A couple of hours, yeah.
Yeah, probably more to do with our roads, isn't it? Because there's no motorway, is there, that goes all the way. Yeah, we could go over on the M62 to Leeds, but then there's no motorway, I don't think, further
It's
up.
A1M and then A19, but yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not that bad.
No,
So-
there's a
I'm
nice drive
6
through the
to 8
Dales.
hours by plane.
From Canada, or
Yay!
yay, you're there. Shall we try the question again? Where in Canada are you?
Yeah.
No, is it me you
Ontario.
can't hear, or is it Ontario?
Ontario.
Right.
Southwestern Ontario, so it's 6 to 8 hours, I think.
And are you from the south
Yeah.
originally? Because you don't sound like you're a Mancunian.
I'm from all over the place. Stretford, Hertfordshire, Canada. I'm a mongrel,
It's the Hertfordshire I can hear. Yeah, you definitely sound like a southerner.
just like my uncle is from Halifax. He's from
West Yorkshire, Halifax.
Halifax.
my great uncle's from Halifax.
Yeah.
Not Nova Scotia, Yorkshire, and he spent the first 2 to 3 decades of his life there, and then he moved down to the Midlands. So he's sort of a mixture of Brummie and Manc, Yorkie. So it's a bit of a weird accent now.
I can imagine, yeah.
It will be with a Brummie
Yeah.
accent, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is just to show you how close we all were originally. So the green bit here, can they see my mouse on?
Mine is too.
No.
You know, that's why I was saying that mine's neutral.
Your accent.
Sorry, I missed what he said then. What did Adam
He's
say?
got a neutral accent, I think he said.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm from Salford here. Adam's from just
Yeah,
below
like
in
Kerry,
the dark
you know.
green.
Kerry's from South Carolina, and she's got
Kerry, is he called? Why is he?
Yeah,
Kerry,
Talking about
he's
Kerry,
got-
Kerry Smith.
Has she got
that well.
a neutral accent?
I think there's a delay, isn't there? So
There
he's
is a
hearing-
delay, yeah.
Yeah. He's probably heard us talking about Kerry from Tomski earlier.
Yeah, well, she's from South Carolina, and you can tell there's just it's gone. You know.
Yeah.
She
I think she's from South Carolina.
I don't think I would
normal
know the
accent.
difference with American accents.
we
I
still-
only
are we
know
back
the
on?
extremes, at either end and top and bottom. But so Annie, you're from Oldham, aren't you? The pink bit here
Yeah.
originally, and this is like, how far would you say it is to cross here? We're talking 20 minutes, really, aren't we? by car to get between
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
You could walk it if you could be bothered. This is how close we
Ooh.
all were. Yeah, you wouldn't want to walk it, but you could, I suppose.
What about Wigan?
Would you want to walk to
Wigan's a
Wigan?
bit far.
So Annie escaped and Adam escaped. And I'm still stuck here in Salford.
That's an hour bus ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Buzz.
Hey, I see Berry on there. Is the world famous market still there?
It is, yeah, with the black puddings,
and Buzz.
which is something the Americans love, the blood puddings. Yeah, this is the home Berry here in green at the top in the middle. That's where
market.
It is a world famous market. Honestly, it is.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
You go there on a Thursday, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
There are coaches
You go on the tram,
all
you go
down
right
the
up
road.
to North Manchester, don't you?
Yeah, but it's a shithole, isn't it? It really is a shithole, and I don't know why people love it so much. No idea. It's mostly really old people though that go there, I think. But anyway, so that is who we are and where, why I've done this, the British show today. But one thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is this about Americans being baffled about us having washing machines in our kitchens. Did you know about that?
No.
I did. I read this a while. When is this from? Is this from a while back?
From
This
today.
article.
This
From
article's
today?
from today, yeah.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
didn't know about it then.
Or it could be yesterday. It's either today or
They have a
yesterday.
separate room, don't they?
Well, I would imagine that most Americans put their washing machine in the basement.
Ah.
And
In the basement.
basements are fairly rare
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, a laundry room, I think they call it.
Yeah,
Wow,
laundry
they have
room,
a room for the laundry? What kind of millionaires are these? That's ridiculous. Wow. But
Our new builds do, though.
Sorry, Annie, say that again.
Our new builds, some of our new builds do have. They don't call it a laundry, though, do they? What do they call it?
Oh, a utility room.
Yeah, utility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not baffled. It is a waste of cabinet. Yeah, that is true, actually.
So I think the
Yeah.
thing that I'd call out here is the not to go too far off topic, but this is the history of housing development and how houses have been created in Britain over the past few hundred years, right? So houses were built up around like mining towns and things like that, and they started off as fairly small houses for workers, apart from people who own factories and all that kind of stuff. So the houses were just built, and also they were built on hard rock, a lot of them. So and they were built out of the rock around where they were building the houses. So that's why you have different styles of houses around the UK, and it's the same in America as well. But we don't have space for basements.
And if we
in
do,
houses.
they're small and pokey and dangerous, and you don't want to go down there because they're so
we have,
dark.
we have the old 2 up, 2 down in Manchester, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say that.
the outside loo.
Or a back-to-back. Have you heard of a back-to-back?
Yeah, isn't that more Yorkshire, the back-to-backs?
Yeah,
There's some
I
up
have
here.
actually. I've just bought a new house like on Monday. Finally had an offer accepted.
Oh, rich.
Well, yeah, not outright, unfortunately. But I was looking at houses, and I didn't realise back-to-backs were still a thing.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of them around here. I didn't realise. I was like, where's the garden on this house? It's like, oh, there isn't one.
How do you explain a back-to-back, though, to the Americans? Because do they even know what a terrace is, for a start? You know
It's
what I
more
mean?
like front to front, really.
Yeah,
One of
'cause it's
our
like
dogs
two
came
terraces
from one.
stitched together, isn't it?
Yeah, but they have a yard, so it looks like the back of a
It
house.
does look the Kama Sutra, doesn't it?
That's what I do.
What?
The back-to-back Kama Sutra.
We went to get one of our dogs from a back-to-back, and it looked like the back of the house, so we walked around the other side,
Ricky Howard.
and it still looked like the back of a house.
So let me grab a picture. Just give me a sec. I'm just gonna
Okay.
grab a picture of a back-to-back, so people can see what we're talking about. 1 second.
And while you're doing that, the thing on the right,
Back-to-back.
do any Americans know what that is on the right-hand side of the screen? Because we all have one, don't we?
Yeah.
And every day, how our electric grid system, it's called, has to be set so
Forever
that
blue.
Yeah, for a brew. So when it's after the soap
That's our
operas
brew
have been on
machine.
TV, or when the news has been on, the electric grid has to be
Cup of Rosie
adjusted
Lee.
because everybody turns their electric kettle on.
The adverts.
Right. Okay, so if I do, okay, so that's a terrace. Is that a back to back as
Speaking
well?
of tea, that reminds me of Tomski, the adverts. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they said it was a back to back in the
that
Google
looks
image
like
search. I think.
Manchester right there.
But the
So that on the end, it's 2 houses, not one at the end, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
so
there's a house
the old
facing.
houses from the 70s of Manchester. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a house facing to the right, and then where the lamppost is, to the left of that is a separate house facing to the left.
Yeah. So not only have you got next door neighbours attached to the wall, you've also got them on the back as well, haven't you? So you've got people behind you and on either side of you. So you're literally squashed. Shelley says they call them row houses. Yeah, I think what you call row houses is probably what we call a terrace house, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Duplex and quadplex homes are basically the same. But aren't they just two houses together, though, rather than a whole street of them? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it down for now.
Okay. Yeah, so what? So a few people in the comments did know that this is a kettle, so I'm quite impressed. So in Colorado, they have electric kettles. It's the fact that they call it an electric kettle that gets me. You know, because it's just a kettle, isn't it? So it's always like
it's
it's a what jug?
Did he say piss jug?
I think you did.
Yeah, we can hear you, you know.
Yeah,
He's just shouting stuff thinking we can't hear him.
I think so, yeah. Well, here's one especially for Adam. This is a story I thought Adam would like because it is actually set in Canada. I was going to say New Zealand then for some reason. So this guy in Canada, Charlie Curtis, I think his name is. I can't quite read it from this the way it's on the screen. But he's got Crohn's disease, so he has problems. He's like going to the toilet 1 million times a day. And he's done his do-it-yourself poo transplant with his mother. So basically, he's taken her shit and shoved it up his backside, or he's eaten it, one or the other. I don't know how he's done it. And the idea is that it will change the biome of his bladder and intestines or whatever, and then it should correct his Crohn's disease, which he's saying it did, but it's also given him menopause symptoms because obviously it'll be the whatever hormonal thing is going on. So God knows what is going on there. So I just wondered how many people would be willing to do that.
To eat shit, he would, right?
Yeah, go and eat that.
Yeah.
She looks very happy about it, doesn't she?
But we've been told off. Stop being offensive, otherwise they'll sick Tabitha on me.
Most one's eating my shit.
It's poo.
Oh yeah, so he stopped having periods. Yes. See, even men can have menopause.
Do.
So Adam, is this guy anywhere near you? Because where is it? Just say on here somewhere.
Toronto.
Are you near? Oh no, is Ontario Toronto?
So
no, it's not. Is it?
Menses. Yeah.
Oh, is he just reading it now?
2 hours away.
Yeah, 2 hours away. Right. Okay.
2 hours from.
That's far enough.
Yeah, so you could know him. No, I know you couldn't. Wow, I just thought that was such a weird thing.
I can't smell it from here, you know.
Right, now this is the other thing I wanted to talk about because back in 2015, when Donald Trump was running for president, an American wrote to the Queen, who was alive at the time, begging her to take the Americas back as the leader of the colonies, because obviously only we can sort you out. And the Queen replied to him. So he said, on behalf of the American people, I urgently implore you to take us back. Clearly, the options we have to lead us aren't up to par, Again, please, I beg of you, make the United States of America a colony of the United Kingdom. Well, I think we should do that. But here's what the Queen replied. Oh, I can't even see that now. Basically, it says, sorry, we can't.
Well, I can read it out if you want.
Go on. Yeah, if you can see it. Yeah, go for it.
So it says, I've been asked to write in response to your recent letter to the Queen in which
I'm
you
not
express
George
your
the
views
Third.
about the American government. Whilst your views have been noted, you will appreciate, I am sure, that there can be no question of the Queen intervening in the affairs of another sovereign state.
Well, I think she missed a trick there. I think she should have said yeah.
Well,
So-
I would say, so my take on this would be, I'd quite happy to take the Americas back in as long as we can
They're
leave the
willing- they're willing
democratic
to pay
states
high
out of it.
tax on tea again, yeah?
Say that again, Adam.
Oh, hang on. Hang on, that means we have to go to war with France again, right? To tax them.
Well, that's always a good idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
Anyway,
That's fine. That's fine. But my question is, why would you want after the shit show of this
we
week?
never like the French, yeah.
Why would you want to be part of it? Want the British government ruling you after what's been going on? Well, for the last 12 years.
Well, yeah. Well, they wouldn't have a choice in the matter the same way we don't have a choice in the matter. So,
That's true.
but then, would they rather have Sleepy Joe? That's the question. You know, what's better, Sleepy Joe or Wishy or whatever the word is?
Sleepy Joe or short ass Sunak.
Yeah, because what's
Rich.
happened this week? Tell us what's happened, Tomski. So, because it's been a bit of a massive fuck up, hasn't it?
It's been an absolute So basically, we had a prime minister back in 2016 called David Cameron, who was the person who initiated the referendum for Brexit to leave the European Union, and so he was on the side of Remain, so he wanted to stay in the European Union.
Bloody Cameron.
When he lost that vote,
I was a
he
Labour
resigned.
supporter then.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he resigned. He resigned, saying, "Obviously, I'm not the right person to lead the country because I voted against the referendum, so I'm stepping down." So then he disappeared for 5 years, and he's been working with a bunch of globalist, WEF-connected companies around the world.
I think you got it right
now
first
what's
time
happened-
with companies.
Countries. And now what's happened this week is Rishi Sunak
I thought you said something else.
he sacked our Home Secretary and then moved the current Foreign Secretary into the Home
Stupid
Secretary
stunt.
position. And then he brought David Cameron, as the ex-PM, back into the Foreign Ministry position. So basically, but he's not an elected member of Parliament. So in order to get him into the party, they've had to make him a Lord in the House of Lords.
No.
Wow.
So this guy has gone from being not anything to do with government to being made a Lord to becoming the Foreign Secretary within like a day.
And you know now he's eligible to be the leader again.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because he doesn't have to be an elected politician to be the leeder of the party. So
No.
I suspect that's where they're going to be
We
going
need to
with
bring
this.
back Boris.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've lost all faith in any of them on both sides of the aisle.
Well, Rishi's going to be on.
Guy Fawkes
yeah.
was right in my opinion.
Yeah. Oof. I think
Awkward,
Sezzy
isn't it?
agrees with you there. Oh, it's all gone quiet.
Do you know Posy Parker's been trying to get a party going, party of women,
Yes.
and they keep turning her down, and they keep taking a very, very long time about doing so. And she's absolutely fuming now because it's a deliberately
Because wasn't
blocking her.
the last email she got, the person that sent the email had their pronouns at the bottom, didn't they? So she knows that it was it's definitely personal.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's just obvious that she's being blocked.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's another fun fact about David Cameron. He is fully on board with the whole diversity, equity, inclusion stuff. He wrote an article in the Express or the Stand or something, saying that he saw the Conservative Party as being too white and too male. So he actively ran candidates in areas that were not white and not male.
And not
so
stale,
he was,
presumably.
well, he's fully on board. So if anyone thinks the Conservatives
Rishi's
are
very
against,
white, isn't he?
well, yeah, but if anyone thinks the Conservative Party are not the party of kind of leftist identity politics, then they're wrong. They
Oh,
very
yeah,
much
Yeah.
are.
They're only one step away, aren't they, from Labour, really?
Yes, he does.
Liz says, and
At
they're
least he
complaining
doesn't
about
sound
our
like Peter
government.
Sellers from the party. Yeah.
Yeah. So UK politics is a nightmare.
Well, it's all a nightmare, isn't it? Everywhere. Because Adam's got that Trudeau idiot. We've got Rishi, and they've got Sleepy Bloody Joe. There's, I don't think anywhere's okay at the moment.
No.
Go on, Adam.
Probably.
Adam
Shall,
looked like he
shall I
was
tell
just
you what
about.
happened when I was in Manchester?
Oh yeah, go on.
I met Andy Burnham. Okay, I met the
Mm.
and that well, he's the mayor of Manchester now, right?
Yeah.
But when I was there, I voted Labour. I was a lefty, right? Left-leaning, liberal, classical liberal, not a commie. And my girlfriend and I were card-carrying members of Labour, not communists. And when Miliband stepped down because he had that absolute monumental defeat against the Conservatives, they were vying for the leadership. So there was Andy Burnham, and then there was Commie Corbyn. And who did they pick? We picked Andy. The rest of them picked bloody Corbyn, Commie Corbyn. And that was it. Beginning of the end for me, 2015. I was like, enough of this. I lost all faith in Labour.
Yeah, because Jeremy
even Neil
Corbyn
Kinnock couldn't
is
stand
literally
the
a
guy,
communist.
Back in the day.
He's literally a
Ban
communist.
the bomb.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he an IRA friend
No
as well? He
nuclear,
was a friend
nuclear
of
power
terrorists.
station. He's the original alarmist, wasn't he?
But his brother's amazing. Have you seen his brother, Piers
Yeah, and
Corbyn?
what's the name?
Did he
Piers?
say the other one? Piers Corbyn.
Corbyn?
Yeah. Piers Corbyn. That's his brother.
No.
You've never heard of it. Well, he's kind of he's quite right wing.
Is he a commie?
And he's no, the opposite. He's kind of I don't know what you'd call it. He's I say right wing, but he's not. And he's I don't think they've spoken in years. And when the COVID stuff was going on, the flu was going on, he was refusing to wear a mask. He was refusing to have the jib jab. And he's also been doing a lot of stuff to do with. Say it again? I missed that. We need to get you to hold up a sign.
Jib jab.
Well, can I just say something? I'll just say something briefly. I have proof now, actually, that Adam's lying.
Oh.
Because I just found this picture on the internet, right? And Adam's actually a comic. So, Adam, this must be from your teenage years.
Now get the Lenin fist. Get the Lenin fist.
You look like Owen Jones there. If anyone knows who he is. Oh.
Yeah.
Owen Jones.
Right, are you ready to do the American citizenship test? Because if we're going to take over America, we need to be able to do their test first. So I need
American.
Yeah. So I need 4 volunteers in the chat to take note of what our answers are, because what we're going to do, I'm going to show the question, we're all going to answer it, and then we're going to come to a consensus and say the answer, but we need someone to keep track of our individual points. So let me find the screen. Okay, so there are, in an American citizenship test, there are 10 questions, and you have to get 6 correct to get your, well, it's not the only thing you have to do, but to pass the test for citizenship. So the first question, and please don't shout the answers out in the chat there. Who becomes the president of the United States if the president and vice president should die?
Well, how are we going to answer this? I think I know the answer to this.
Well, if we all just say who we think, and then we can argue about it if we want to. So go on, Tomski, you go first.
Speaker of the House.
Okay, I think it's the Speaker. So Annie?
Speaker of the House.
Well, it should be an election.
Yeah, it should be another election. Well, that's true. So which one? So Adam,
King Ralph.
myself, and Tomski say Speaker of the House. What do you say, Annie? You've got to choose one of these. Oh, so you want an election to be held?
Yeah, an election.
Okay, well, so it's 3 against 1, so we'll go with Speaker of the House.
I agree, but that's not the one.
Yeah, Cat says we should be so lucky, yeah.
Yeah. Right, so that's 1 point each for the lads and no points for
That's
Annie.
scary.
So far.
Nancy Pelosi was in
Can you
line to
imagine?
get leadership.
That's ridiculous.
So, so visually, just imagine that Neil, Adam, and I are a step closer to getting through border control, and Annie's stuck at the gate
with a knitting.
with a knitting. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
Question
I'm not
2.
too fussed.
What kind of government does the United States have? Is it a democracy,
which one of these
a
three
socialist?
hooligans stole cherries?
Is it a democracy?
No.
So is it democracy, socialist, communist, or Republican?
So I would go Republican.
So you're saying Republican. Annie, what are you saying?
Constitutional republic.
Yeah.
Okay,
None
so
of these are right,
Republic.
actually.
Okay,
None
so
of these
you're
are right
for that. So are you going for democracy, Annie?
No, communist.
I'm
Communist.
going to go with democracy as well. So we've got 2 all here.
I'm
so which
going
one?
No,
Republican.
communist.
You want communist here?
Communist.
So
Just
that
like
means
Canada.
Annie. So
Communist.
we'll go with Annie and I then. So
Yeah.
we're going with democracy.
Oh, that's wrong.
I think it's a communist. No,
Yeah.
Does
Does anybody
Yeah,
remember
it's
a
communist.
republic if you can keep it thing?
just like Canada.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of those were right.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll argue that out shortly.
One
When
of
is
the
the last
founding
day
fathers.
you can send in federal income tax forms? I have no
They're
idea.
spinning in their graves
Oh.
like a dynamo. Spinning.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess April the 15th.
Okay, Annie, what do you reckon?
I was going to say that just because
Yeah.
ours is
Okay.
April.
Adam, what do you think? April the 15th?
Agreed.
Okay, I have no idea, so I'll go along with the majority.
15th.
Hey,
Whoa.
we're right.
Yay!
Ooh, we're a
Taxation
bit
is
near
theft.
It's the cruelest month.
it. Hey.
T.S. Eliot said that.
I actually know this one. In what year was the Constitution written? Was it 1787, 1801, 1645, or 1492?
1787.
Yep, 1787.
What do you say, Annie?
Top left.
I'll go with the rest of you because I have no
Top
idea.
left.
That's the one I would go for. So, yeah, we got that right.
It was 11 years after the. 11 years after the war. Yeah.
independence. What is the minimum voting age in the United States?
Oh, this is interesting
Ooh.
because don't they have state laws on voting?
Oh,
18.
probably, yeah.
Are
So
Well, that means if they do, then that's a
They
bit
can't
cheeky.
get pissed till they're 21.
yeah, I think it's 18. Maybe they mean like voting for the president or something, but yeah. But you still vote in the local state, don't you? So
Yeah, he's 18,
I'd say
yeah.
18.
You say 18. What about
I
you,
agree.
Annie?
Yep.
21.
You say 21? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. What do I think?
Oh, did they
I'm
bring it
thinking-
down?
18.
I'm thinking of alcohol at 21. No, I'm gonna go with the guys. I'll go with 18. Yeah, it's correct.
So I only know 18 because I remember the joke that you can vote before you can drink a beer.
Ah, right.
Yeah, that's right.
How many original states were there? 2, 25, 13, or 50?
13.
50.
So Annie's going with 50.
Baker's dozen.
Okay. Yeah,
13.
I would say 13 as well. Yeah, correct.
They're all on the East Coast.
what-
They were the colonies first, weren't they?
Yeah, wasn't it like isn't one still a Commonwealth? Is it Virginia, Commonwealth of Virginia or something? What is the
Probably, yeah.
name of the national anthem? Is it America the Beautiful, the Star Spangled Banner, My Country 'Tis of Thee, or God Bless the USA?
Star Spangled Banner.
Spangled Banner.
See, I thought it was
Star
America the
Spangled
Brave, or is that
Banner.
Canada the Brave? Okay, we're going with Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, glory.
Oh, This is an easy one. What is the capital of the United States?
There's nothing
Philadelphia,
great about
PA.
Canada.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington, D.C., Boston, MA, or New York? New York.
Yeah, Washington, DC.
Washington, yeah. Okay, there's not
It
many
was
left to do now.
It was Philadelphia, but it's Washington, yeah.
Ah, was it? Oh, I didn't know that. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? Oh, geez.
The Bill of Rights?
Bill of Rights.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. So we've
Bill
got
of
two
Rights,
for the Bill of
yeah.
Rights.
Yeah,
What do
first
you
10.
think, Annie?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that as well.
Sounds
'Cause I
right.
don't know. Yay.
Putting
That
all
was
my
good.
markers.
How many changes or amendments are there to the Constitution? 100,
Oh.
5, 27, or 45?
So
I think it's 27.
I think it's 27 as well.
27.
And I reckon, yeah,
Yeah.
I think they've thrown 45 in there because of President number 45, which is Donald Trump, just to throw us off a little bit. But yeah, what do you reckon, Annie?
45.
You think 45? I don't think Annie wants to go to America, do you, Annie?
100 refers to the genders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, so it was 27,
Hey.
yeah. Oh, here we go. Calculate the score. Are we ready?
100 genders.
Oh, there you go.
Did we get 10 out of 10? Wow.
We did. Yeah. I got 9 out of
Almost
10.
did.
Well, actually, I got 9 out of 10, but technically the question I got wrong was the one about
10 out of 10.
democracy versus republic. It's a constitutional republic.
Ah, right. Yeah, so I hope people in the chat were keeping
No, it is
score
communism.
so we know who is who, who's
It
going
is,
to
it's
America
true.
and who's not.
But in reality, it's a communist regime.
Well, Britain's a communist regime now as well. We're all going to be communist.
If
soon.
there's a Republican president, yeah.
Oh, what if there is
Yeah.
a Republican?
What
There'll
if
be.
Vermin Supreme became president?
Oh, so who? So do you want a Democrat in?
We've got the scores in the chat, Neil.
Oh, have we? Pirate had 9. I had 10.
Yeah.
Annie had 6 and Adam 8. So sorry, Annie,
I had
you
10.
can't go.
How many did you have to get right to
never
get
mind.
citizenship?
8. 8 out of... No, sorry, no, 6. No,
Right,
we're all
okay.
going.
Spain.
Yeah, we're all going. You only had to get 6 out of 10. So, right, we're coming to
Yeah.
America to take over.
Right.
There we go.
Somebody get the shoe polish.
Pirate was right. The one about the Democratic Republic was wrong. So
So that
yeah.
technically means that
Do we
Neil
have
was
to learn
wrong.
Arabic now?
Well, does that mean you get 10 and I get 9?
Yeah.
Does that mean
I knew when I saw that question, I knew democracy would be the answer because I bet it's written by some
That's an
lefty
oxymoron, Democratic
lefty
Republic,
liberal
Communist
idiot who
Republic.
doesn't know what the government is.
Yeah,
I bet it's written by someone like that, and they've just went, democracy. You know, they're always talking about threats to our democracy.
You mean a German in Manchester, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
A German in Manchester, yeah?
Yeah, well, as Therese points out, what we could do is just fly to Mexico and walk up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then we don't have to pass any test.
Well, what do you think about the news today about the Rwanda thing? Have you heard
We'll
about
practice
this?
our Arabic. Practice our
Oh,
Arabic,
yeah, we need to
Yeah.
practice our Arabic. Absolutely, we do.
So the Rwanda thing, yeah. I mean, it's I've heard. So for people who don't know,
yeah. Oh, that's that.
for people who don't know in the chat, so the UK government was trying to export illegal immigrants to Rwanda, and they had some relationship, they created some relationship with Rwanda, and then is it the European Human Rights Court that put a block to it or something?
I think it was ours. I think it was the Supreme Court here, wasn't it? Because I don't think the EU one can has any jurisdiction over us now, do they? Or do they?
Well, no, but they still follow it, right? So I think it was originally it was
Wasn't
the
it United Nations?
It was some foreign body
United
that
Nations has
basically
something to do with
said
it.
you can't do that, and so they put a hold on
Yeah.
it, and then they tried to push it through again, and then our own Supreme Court, which is a ridiculous idea in our government of system of government, Thanks, Tony Blair, for creating that in 2004 out of nowhere. Basically, tried to overrule it and block it. And now they're having this discussion about whether they can ignore the Supreme Court and just do whatever they want anyway. So that's going to be the next argument. And Rishi Sunak is trying to come out and make it look like, oh, I'm the strong guy who wants to deport all these people. And he doesn't want to deport anyone, basically.
Yeah, it's like,
But go on, Adam.
it's like in Calais, they say, fill your boots, go to England. Go.
Yeah, it is.
The French
And here's
like,
some
yeah,
money in
go.
a council house.
Well, actually, yeah, there are reports of some of the
We might
French
as well have a
officials
Statue of
actually
Liberty
helping.
in
Yeah,
Dover,
they
you know?
do. The French do help, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
you know the thing about going back to Rwanda, the thing that people don't know is that it's not the answer that people think it is. So I actually am glad it's not going to happen, because what happens is, for every asylum seeker or migrant we send to Rwanda, we have agreed to take one of their unwanted migrants here, and the people that they don't want are people with severe medical problems, you know, congenital diseases that are going to need years of NHS help. So the thing is, they are going to offload all their undesirables onto us, and the people we're going to send over there would actually be people who could probably work, you know, and actually contribute.
To add to that as well, we have already paid them £130 million
Have we?
to set this up, and we'd be paying them per person we sent there.
Wow.
So
So
they
not only
get-
are we paying for them, we're taking another as well. God.
So yeah, so we would be paying them. We'd be sending them someone,
Shouldn't Belgium
an illegal
be
immigrant from
taking all
us.
of the Rwandans?
We'd be receiving a Rwandan from them, who would then be eligible for citizenship and then being able to draw down on the NHS and all that kind of stuff. So I agree with you, Neil. It's not the right strategy, but I think what it will do is potentially it's basically poked the bear around this Supreme Court business. And I think that's going to be the next kind of conversation. Do we need the Supreme Court? What does it actually do? You know, is it constitutional? Or, you know, from the British side of things. So, yeah, I think that's what it's going to open up. So nothing's going to get solved from an immigration perspective, but I would imagine it's going to open that question. So,
Here's a good
we'll
question.
see. Yeah.
So from Nits and Caboodles, what exactly does your king do?
Well, he flies around on jets
Not a
telling
lot.
people to not use fossil fuels.
He does. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
one
first
thing
thing.
he does. What's the other thing he does?
I mean, technically, under the monarchy, a government isn't formed by an election in this country. Well, the person wins, a party wins the election, but they then have to ask for permission of the king to form a government.
Yeah.
And the king could say no, but they never do.
Yeah, and he could also dissolve a government at any time, but he wouldn't.
King Sausage Fingers.
Yeah, King's fingers. They could dissolve a government as well if they wanted to, but that hasn't. I don't even know when that happened last. Hundreds of years ago, probably.
Didn't it happen? Didn't the Queen dissolve the Australian
They should
government
dissolve
in
the
the
monarchy.
60s? Dissolve the monarchy. Ooh, the Americans like our monarchy. Ooh.
So I don't know. Someone in chat's like, what would happen if he did say no? So what would happen if he did say no? I mean, that's an interesting question. It's not one we've had to face for a long time.
Well, theoretically, it would go if he did. You know, there'd be an absolute crisis. It would, they'd all be panicking and running around like headless chickens. But theoretically, he does have the power to do that. It's just that they never do it. It's a really hard one.
I don't know what the process is there. I think it throws it back to another kind of general election. I think that would be the process. It would be, no, you can't form a government. I mean, there could be a scenario, I guess, where it happens, where, I don't know, the party was found to be, I don't know, some wild thing like, they were all actually secret terrorists or something. That kind of thing. I don't know, I'm just making up scenarios, but I would imagine it would just go back to the people for a second vote and then the process would repeat.
I think the first thing that would happen is a bit like with a hung parliament, when if nobody is a clear winner. I think they are given the option. So if he refuses one group to be a parliament, the others that were in the same vote that didn't win, they can scramble amongst themselves to try and make a pact, and they can then go to the king and see if he'll let them form a government. But it's very unlikely. I can't imagine it happening.
Yeah, you're probably right there, actually. It probably would go to maybe form a coalition of some kind or something. So, yeah. It's probably that rather than a general election.
Yes, he can fire Trudeau. He could. He could dissolve the Canadian Parliament as well. And the Australian Parliament. I don't know. I think, is it any Commonwealth Parliament he can dissolve? I think that's the whole point of the Commonwealth, isn't it? That we can.
See, if I was king, that's what I'd do. I'd just go around dissolving governments and causing chaos everywhere.
Just sort it out yourselves. Have a civil war. May the strongest win.
We could do what Tyler did centuries ago and just converge on London and take it.
Yeah. Just go to Canada, send Trudeau back to Cuba where he was born.
This is here we go. This is a nice conspiracy I like. There is a plan here and in Europe that some would say to send illegal border crossing folks in an airplane to other countries. Oh, I see. Not good optics for anyone. Isn't this? But isn't this kind of a little bit like what they did with that coach load of people that they shipped up to New York? Was it New York? Or was it Washington, D.C., where they threw them, on the doorstep of all the rich people so they could see what they would do with them, and they kind of like gave them all a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and sent them back.
Yeah, I mean, that was brilliant. Just the optics of that was fantastic, because it was literally just they went absolutely crazy about the Martha's Vineyard stuff. It was.
What Powell do? That's the question, right?
Well, I don't know. Probably deport a lot of people.
He says, when you were saying about if you were king, what you'd do, she'd vote for that.
Yeah.
So,
bring
King
it on.
Tomski.
Today's the day of a new reign.
Yeah, New Yorkshire.
New
York.
and every time I dissolved the parliament, I'd shout Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire in their face as well.
Brian Glover as king.
That's it. You don't have to have tea every day
without taking out. No.
And black pudding. You'd have to have baked beans on toast, black pudding, cups of tea. What else would they have to have?
Yeah.
They'd have to have taps installed.
Let them drink Tetley.
We'll have the good tea. They can have the Tetley. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have taps that don't mix, so you either scald your hands or freeze your hands. And what else? What other weird things do they have in America? Lots. Oh, you're going to have your washing machines in your kitchen where it belongs.
Thai food.
It sounds like a disease, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She can't wait to watch this with sound.
Adam, since you're on screen now and you can hear us, did you see my my little joke I played on Canada earlier? Did you see that?
Shall I make you full screen again, Tomski?
Well, I don't know if Adam saw it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
My Vladimir Lenin picture, yeah. I saw
No.
it.
I don't think you saw it. Here we go. Hang on. Make me full screen again.
There you go.
So I decided to go Canadian for this stream, buddy. Just for you. Give me that money.
Don't say A after everything.
South Park, yeah.
Oh, Amy, who can't hear us, she's saying that we're now talking about her saying she's our favourite American. Is Amy your favourite American?
I don't know how to answer this question.
Just say yeah.
She's in the top of the. She's near the top of the list
because she made me this fat. Maybe this fat.
Put it on. Put it on. Let's see.
This is Amy's fat. Yeah.
Hey, she did a good job.
There you go.
That's why Adam hangs around with the knitters, isn't it? You're hoping to get a whole wardrobe knitted eventually. aren't you?
That's it. Yeah, I've been trying to get Amy to knit me something for ages.
We don't know how to judge your head, Tomski, because we don't know what you look like.
Knit me a scarf or something. But I tell you, that's a good question, though. Just to slightly segue a little bit, is other than people who we know, who is your favourite American?
Oh, like famous people.
Yeah, famous. Who's like your most famous kind of favourite American?
You first.
Keanu Reeves.
I was going to say Keanu Reeves. I was literally going to say Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
That is.
And Melissa Murphy.
Bette Davis.
Who? Somebody Davis?
Betty Davis, I think.
Oh, Bette Davis. She's dead. Can it be someone who's dead?
Vincent Price.
Yeah, anyone. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. He's British, isn't he? Or was he American? No, I don't know. No, he's British, surely. I have no idea. I like Tucker Carlson because I just think he'd be interesting to talk to, but I imagine he's probably full of himself a little bit, so maybe not. Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, comedians. I'd probably go someone like Bill Hicks.
Yes.
Oh, who's...
See?
What?
She calls Michelle Obama a tranny, then dies. Yeah.
In the chat, we've got
That's
Keanu is awesome. We've got Ronald Reagan.
Quinky Dink.
We've got Tom Selleck.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Vincent Price is American. I don't know why I thought he was British then.
Yeah.
And yeah, Joan Rivers. So we've got someone else who
He's American. He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
He
didn't know
lived
he
in
was
England.
What about the Sound of Freedom guy?
The guy who was in the film, Jim Caviezel, or whatever his name is.
Not an actor, the real guy. The real one.
Oh, who he played.
That was such a good film. I can't remember the name.
Oh yeah, you'd want him as your best mate, wouldn't you? To be honest, the real guy. You know, you'd always be all right, wouldn't you then?
Yeah, awesome.
What about Mel Gibson? Oh, then again, he's Australian, isn't he? No, he's American. No, he's American.
Tim Ballard is what you're thinking of, Annie?
Yeah. He doesn't like Jews. No.
Oh God! Let's not start anything to do with that.
I just don't get that at all, any of it. I don't get anybody not like a race of people.
You don't
I like the
on
Garcias, they're
completion.
cool people. Yeah. Josh Slocum.
I don't understand it.
What don't you understand?
Anti-Semitism at all. I just don't understand it at all. How anyone could hate a whole race of...
Oh, racism. You say, right, I didn't know what you were talking.
No, the anti-Jew thing more than anything else.
Oh, anti-Semitism. I hate everybody from Yorkshire, so...
Son of a... Right, I'm unsubscribing from this knitting podcast.
Oh, don't get upset.
Apparently Welsh people don't like us either, you know. Do you know that?
Yeah, and the Scottish don't like us.
Well, I'm technically, no, not technically. I am half Scottish.
Are you? And do
So
you like us?
I've got an internal battle going on for my soul.
What? You hate us and like us at the same time?
More like I hate and love myself at the same time. Because I'm half and half. I'm half English, half Scottish.
Wow, that is a conundrum. So, when they declare, if they ever do declare independence, what are you going to do? You're going to have to slice yourself in half, aren't you?
Well, no, I mean, I would call myself English more than Scottish, but I've family who lived up. My dad's from Scotland, basically, but I'm English. I've lived here pretty much my whole life. But if they want independence, good luck for them. If it was up to me, we'd have England as a country outside of the UK.
Well, I want to know why we can't vote, because I would vote to get rid of Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. It'd be like,
let's
we
ditch 'em.
subsidise so much of the rest of the nation.
Yeah, well, it was really interesting. That I remember just on the back of the like when Nicola Sturgeon was the leader of the SNP, I remember her saying, and I think it was about the time of Brexit and all this kind of stuff, and I remember her saying in the same sentence, "Well, this is why we need Scottish independence, but we want to stay in the EU."
Cranky, isn't she?
Yeah,
It's like-
the grandkids.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? You want an independent Scotland that's part of a European Union? Like what? It was obvious then that they weren't serious.
Oh, Tomski, can you find a picture of Nicola Sturgeon and Jimmy Cranky? Because the Americans might not know who that is.
Yeah, I'm on it.
She's like the
You're so much faster
Cranky,
and
isn't she?
techier than I am.
What's her name?
Absolutely. Jimmy Cranky, isn't it? Jimmy Cranky.
Oh, look.
Oh, here's a weird question. Why do you have so many criminals in the UK?
Check this out.
No,
Check this
we
out.
sent them to Australia,
That's
Joe.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
I'm off.
Oh, let me make you. Is it Kaz or is it
Jada
Morph?
Pinkett Smith.
It's not Morph. It's not orange.
Take your wife's name, bro.
Kaz, isn't it?
Morph, yeah. Tony Hart, yeah.
No, it's Chaz. It's Morph's mate, isn't it?
It's one of my ornaments.
Yeah, I think it's one
The
of
white
Morph's
one,
mates.
yeah, the surly one, yeah.
Yeah, Chaz was cool.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. I've got a
he's
pic-
communist,
I've got-
isn't he? He's the white angry communist.
I've got a picture of Nicola Sturgeon. There you go.
She was the leader of Scotland for a while before she had to leave in
It's
disgrace.
uncanny.
And
It's uncanny.
the
look
one
at
on the left is a
Oh,
character
God.
from, what were they called? The Crankies, weren't they?
The Crankies, yeah.
We'll get into trouble for that, probably. Yeah, it's all gone
So she
quiet
was
on her.
essentially
hasn't it?
trans before
I
it was
shouldn't
cool,
think
right?
so.
Say that, Adam. Say it again. I keep missing what Adam says.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's gone quiet.
So she was. There was something to do with what was it? Funding fraud within the party. Her
Yeah,
husband was like the treasury of
arrested,
the party
wasn't
or
he?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gone quiet. So I think they're keeping her out of it, but I think the husband might end up going to prison over it, you know.
Well, if you want any updates on this, follow Count Dankula.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Count Dankula was Nicola Sturgeon actually talked about him because he was the guy who taught his dog to do a Nazi salute.
Yeah.
And Nicola Sturgeon hated him. So whenever anything happens to Nicola Sturgeon, Count Dankula does a video about it on YouTube.
I crocheted a Nazi pug for him.
That's where it's coming from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I didn't send it to him. I sent him a picture of it, and he did share it, but the cheeky bastard never actually gave my name on it, so he just shared it as if he'd found it, you know.
Right.
But I actually made it. I went to Aldi, and I bought a pattern for a pug dog, and I did it, and I even made him a little Nazi little armband.
Well,
Aldi.
in the future, you need to put a watermark on your
A
on your
German
pictures.
store,
Yeah.
Aldi. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I definitely need to be more technical, I think. But yeah,
Is
Count Dankula.
Dankula's dog a German Shepherd?
No, it's a pug.
Sorry.
Pug.
Did what dog does Dankula have? Is it an Alsatian?
No, a pug. I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, a pug.
Here we go. Hang on.
Hey, got it.
I was going to say if he had an Alsatian, it'd be like Hitler, you know, Blondie the dog.
Ah, yeah, Blondie, yeah.
So this, just a sec. So I'll add it to my thing. Where is it? There it is. So here we go. That's his dog.
It's like Rin Tin Tin.
That's him.
That's Count. Yeah, Count Dank. And that's the dog he taught to do a
His
salute.
face.
But it's how did they take this so seriously?
Look at his
though?
eyebrows.
This
He's
is
got the
thing.
glowering look with his eyebrows. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It was an obvious, joke, but they just took it way too far.
he's going, look at my nails,
Yeah, 'cause-
isn't he? He's like, look at my nails. That's what he's doing. Look at my nails.
You're going to get us in trouble, Adam. That's the thing they're going to be showing screenshots of now. It's going to have me saying he even had a band on his arm and then you doing your arm up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they? When because he lost
Peter
his
Sellers,
case,
isn't it?
didn't he? Yes. Oh dear, we're going to get taken off. No.
So yeah, I think he lost his case and he was fined, I think.
And didn't they just take the money out of his account because he refused to pay it, didn't he? He wanted them to take him to the prison, didn't he? He wanted to go to prison over it, but they just took the money out of his account. He didn't give them permission. But I think that's the state of what we're in now. Is if we get a fine by the police or the courts, they just take the money out of your account without you even knowing. Have you heard about Tommy Robinson?
Springtime to Dankula.
The only thing I've seen about Tom. Well, I mean, obviously there was the whole thing about the Cenotaph march over the weekend. But then the other thing was just that he's back on Twitter.
Yeah, he's back on Twitter, but he seems to have disappeared, and there's speculation that that they want to arrest him over because somebody aired the video that isn't allowed to be aired, which is the one about the young Syrian lad that he accused of being a racist or a bully or something. And he lost the case over that. And he must have done a video about it, one of his journalist things. And he's saying that he didn't publish it, but somebody did. So now there's a recall for him to go to prison because he's broken the terms of whatever his last court case was. And so what they're saying is that he's done a runner back to Spain because I believe that's where he lives now. So if he does come back, or if they extradite him, he'll be going to prison for a couple of years, I think.
He was in prison, wasn't he, for a couple of years as well?
I think it was a year, wasn't it? They had him in for a year over nothing, over alleged fraud on a mortgage application, which is like apparently it was something to do with lying about how much money someone
Allegedly.
earned. Yeah,
Neil's favourite word, allegedly.
If I'm being honest, I don't know that much about him. I haven't made my mind up on him because I don't know.
Michelle,
I don't know that much
Michelle
about
Obama's
him.
a woman, allegedly.
Well, you should know though, Tomski, because isn't Yorkshire kind of one of the main? Weren't they one of the main EDL groups from Yorkshire?
Probably, yeah. It'd be over Keighley way.
Ah, right.
That way.
Is that where the Neanderthals are?
Yeah, that's near where I grew up, actually.
they wear the chainmail up there, don't they?
I didn't even hear a word of that, Adam.
Chainmail, yeah. So yeah, I think. Well, I know there was a lot when I was growing up.
In Yorkshire, don't they? Yeah.
When I was growing up, there was like the BNP were in Keighley.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that some of those guys went to the EDL type stuff, and when the BNP was kind of dissolved. So
apparently in Yorkshire, I think you're right. I think it is Keighley. There was one group, one faction of the EDL that were particularly nasty, and I've got to make that big. Hold on, how do we? And Tommy Robinson tried to get them expelled. That's great.
Triggering Muslims.
We should.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much about the politics of EDL. And that.
We should invite the chat to ask us some Brit-related questions, shouldn't we? Oh, I'll tell you what we've not talked about: the difference between North and South. And why it matters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why does it matter? I mean, I remember. So there is in the north we call them Southern fairies, and in the south they call us Northern monkeys.
And do you know why they call us Northern
monkeys?
I don't actually know.
Well, this links into Annie. Because where Annie lives in Hartlepool, years and years ago, there was a boat found and it had a monkey on board. And they thought, because they'd never seen a Frenchman, they thought that it was a Frenchman on the boat because all the other people were missing. So they hanged it. They hanged it thinking it was a Frenchman. So that's why they call us Northern monkeys. So it's all Hartlepool's fault.
Yeah, but I'm not from here.
Yeah, that makes it all right then.
So they accosted this monkey and said, "Who are you?" Yeah.
Oh, we've got a
Actually,
question.
it divides Hartlepool.
Oh, does it?
Monkey thing. Yeah, oh yeah. The monkey hangers live on the headland.
And he's from Oldham, aren't you? Are you from Oldham?
So there's the headland, and there's West Hartlepool, and there's Old Hartlepool.
Now, is the
And some of
headland
them
really
don't
posh?
No, some of it's nice.
Because isn't
Some
the
of it's
headland
really
where all
old, and then
the
there's a big-
nice buildings are that are painted all different colours? Supposed.
Yeah, on the seafront.
Yeah, for the
But
sale.
between there and the town, there's like a area between there and the town.
Does anybody know this question? What is the origin of Earl Grey tea?
I bet it's nicer than Eccles.
Yeah.
Poison.
For anyone that doesn't know, Eccles is just up the road from me, literally walking distance, and I'm not kidding.
An
It
aristocrat.
is awful.
It is awful.
Good cakes, though.
Eccles cake, yeah. Well,
they're
you like that kind of
recently-
thing. Presumably,
tea.
Earl Grey was some Earl, and he got some tea.
It's
and
milky
called it after
tea,
himself.
isn't it?
His taste buds were
Got milky,
shot,
isn't it?
so he thought it tasted nice.
Yeah, it's like quite aromatic, isn't it? Here's another one. Yes, he is. He's from Newcastle, isn't he, Sting?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Walt, yeah.
Newcastle.
And another Earl. Oh, I think
Newcastle,
the Americans like Earl Grey. Isn't it the personal blend of the guy called Earl Grey? We'll say yeah, because I don't know, unless you do.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Nope, no idea.
I think Earl Grey is probably more of an export thing. I know people have it here, but it's not. I don't think it's that big, is it? Earl Grey.
Mr. Grey?
There's Lady Grey as well.
And there's Jean Grey in the X-Men.
All I know about Earl Grey is that Captain Picard drank it in Star Trek Next Generation.
Dorian Gray?
I never watched that.
Yeah, but wasn't he French?
Bergamot, isn't it?
And yes, there was an Earl of Sandwich,
Yeah.
and so or Sandwich, as you Americans would say. And apparently, he said to his trad wife, "Make me a sandwich," and that was how a sandwich.
Sarnie.
Make me a butty.
And that is how feminism started in the UK.
Absolutely,
Yeah, a butty.
but yeah, it is
Cheese
definitely a butty. Yeah, definitely a butty. Do poms
That's the Cheddar
ever?
Gorge area, right?
Do all poms ever boil their veggies to mush? Yeah.
Do all poms overboil them?
Yeah, I think they did in the 70s, some bits of the 80s, maybe not so much.
Oh
now.
yeah, carrot and swede, and that we do the root vegetable mash, don't we?
Yeah, but we mush them as well, don't we? So we mash them up.
We do, yeah, because we've got bad teeth. We need soft food.
Not wrong.
Yeah. What is
What is
a
a
butty?
butty?
All those
Is
boiled
it just
sweets.
a sandwich in general, or a specific kind? Well, you'd
Any-
have a jam butty,
any-
a chip
I've got
butty.
nice teeth for an English.
Bit butty.
Yeah, it's any sandwich, isn't it? A butter.
Yeah, I think so.
Butty,
Yeah.
Yeah, anything with two slices of
balm.
bread is a butty. You could have a sugar butty. You
Chip
could have
balm.
a lard butty. A chip balm, absolutely.
pea
yes.
wet balm from Wigan. Pea wet.
Oh, oh, that's
We have
disgusting.
Dotty's up here.
Oh, Adam, you've got
Lard?
to tell everybody what pea wet is. Tell the
I don't need
Americans what pea
or
wet
anything
is.
like that anyway. So, lard.
Yeah, bacon
Does it?
butties are the best.
Yeah.
It's
what's this one?
mushy peas. You know, have they tried mushy peas? These guys
I bet they haven't.
in a balm in a bap. They call them baps. The balms in America.
I love
I
the
don't know what
fact
they
that you still call it a barb. A barb.
It's
cake.
like chips with mushy peas and pea wet. That's right.
Or a tea cake.
No, you don't have to get
It's
high.
a bap. Yeah.
Is
or
that
a
what they
bun.
say in Yorkshire? Tea
A bun.
cake.
Yeah, tea cake. Yeah.
See, a tea cake
Oh.
to me has raisins or currants in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. I mean, over a lot of
It's a
people just
currant
use
bun.
tea cake
It's a
for a
currant
bun.
bun.
Yeah.
A bun. Yeah,
Well,
there's a bun.
it's an
a cob.
interchangeable word.
Yeah, all for the
No,
same
it's a
thing.
balm.
What's it? It's bergamot tea, nicknamed after the.
A balm.
that's
A
the
balm
Earl
is what
Grey.
you put a burger in. or
Bangers
chips.
and mash. Have you ever had bangers and mash? I'm not sure I ever have, really.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
I've had toad in the
Yeah?
hole
Bergamot.
sausage and mashed potatoes.
with gravy, isn't it? You have to have gravy as well, don't you?
Well, you
Yeah.
can do, yeah, but you
Yeah.
never had sausage and mashed potatoes.
No, I don't think I'm quite posh, though. Well, my mum thought she was posh. I'm not really posh, but I think she'd have rather turned in a grave than give me sausages and mashed potato, I think. But no. This is
Liver and
Fuckery
onions?
is an Australian. Liver and onion. Oh my god, I used to love that. I couldn't bear it now though, but I used to love it when I was younger. So she likes a chip butty, so they know what that is in Australia, so that's good. Is
Yeah.
it true the Queen would send
Koala.
signals to security?
Australians.
Oh, a drop bear.
That's a
That's a
Joe
drop bear.
There we go. What do you call
Did
that?
you have these
What do I
ready?
call that?
Shelley,
what I call
yes,
that.
this is true. It was a handbag signal thing she had. So if she held it in her left hand, it meant one thing. If she held it in her right hand, it meant another. If she held it with both hands to her body, that meant something else. And it all depended. So then the security would come and sort of save her from boring conversations and things like that. But it is true, apparently. Is a chip butty what it sounds like? 2 pieces of bread with chips in the middle.
Yes.
But the thing is, right, so there's a couple of things here, right?
Yeah, with butter in it.
Americans, well, hang on, Americans will call chips what we call crisps, right? So think of it, fries, so you'd call it a fry butty, right? But in the UK, people do eat crisp
Fries.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice, actually. Crisp sandwiches are lovely.
Yeah.
The
Right,
best
that's it,
bit is when you put them on the bread with butter, has to have butter on it, and then you press the top bit down and it all crunches when you do, and that's the best bit.
And you crush it, yeah. Compress it like that, yeah.
Oh, God, now they're asking. They're getting complicated now. What was the first Roman city in Britain?
Well,
I
wonder
don't know.
I wonder if Nits and Caboodles are testing us and they know the answer to all these questions.
I think, wasn't it York?
Was it?
The
It was
Romans.
York.
Is it?
But I would imagine that the Romans would have invaded from the south.
Yes.
I think-
'cause
I
they
think-
didn't
Well,
go
yeah,
anywhere
you-
near Scotland.
The
think
first
that, but-
first Viking city would have probably
It's
been
London,
Rome.
isn't it?
Sorry, York.
Rome. Yeah,
York,
yeah, 'cause
sorry,
that's
I meant
north,
York.
isn't it?
I would imagine that the first.
It was just something I was watching
Yeah,
about
'cause it's
York.
from the
other
North
day.
Yeah, you
Sea.
see, she does know the answer of this question.
Scandinavia.
Oh, she put it at the
I
bottom.
think London
No,
was
she just put starts with a C.
Temple Bar, right?
Canterbury,
Temple Bar, the gateway to London.
Cambridge.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Says it. You've got to. You've got to. It's so good. So good. So even the Americans do that. They put crisps on sandwiches too.
I'm missing the chips.
Do you miss them? What do you get in Canada? Fries?
Potato chips.
No, nowhere near as good as ours, are they? Does every family have a coat of arms, or only the royalty?
No,
Well,
we don't.
No, I don't have a coat of
There
arms.
might be one available.
Yeah, I think
You've
if
got
you've got
one.
a common surname, Robinson will have a coat of
Well,
arms.
the Scots have Spartans.
Yep. So I do have a family tartan.
My French
Well, of course
ancestor
you do.
does,
You have-
actually.
Yeah, because did tartan originate
I
in
do too.
France or was it Scott? Because
That's
Scottish
the side
didn't
of
really
my
wear
family.
it, did they?
I don't know where it originated from. Adam, do you
Is
know
that-
where tartan originated?
No, I know that Scottish men didn't wear kilts until Queen Victoria days. Really, before that, they wore trousers because it was hard to fight in a kilt. So the kilt, I think, was Irish. The Irish wore kilts, and they moved to Scotland because there was a lot of migration, wasn't there, between Scotland and Ireland.
The Scottish men wore skirts long before it was cool for trends, you know.
Colchester.
Colchester. I said Colchester. No, I didn't.
Essex?
Yeah, my dad got married in a kilt.
Essex.
Do you put sixpence in your Christmas pudding? Well, probably not a sixpence because I don't know whether we have them anymore. But yeah, people put a £1 coin in, don't they?
Yeah, it's the thing is though, it's now 75 quid with inflation.
Sing a song of sixpence.
So you have
Sing
to
a
put
song of
notes in
75
now.
quid.
Yeah.
One of my
Weimar
family names is
Republic.
Crookham. Is that English? Well, Ham.
The Weimar Republic.
It probably is, isn't it? Or is it Ham? I'm trying to think. So we've got Birmingham. So it's probably a. Where would that have come from?
It's in the
Yeah, I don't
Bible.
know.
So it's either Viking or what was the other group that came and took us over?
The problem
Can't
is though,
remember.
I think that the fact that it's got Crook in the name, it sounds Australian to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that means you're sick in Australian, doesn't it? Oh, I'm feeling crook, mate. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, we have a place called Crook in Durham.
Oh, you're a
This is our
Puritan.
not
Australian
Crook ham.
person. Crook ham. Yeah, you wouldn't eat crook ham, would you? When was the Battle of Hastings? 1066.
14th of October.
Oh, God, you even know the proper date. Wow.
Only because I googled
Oh,
it.
that's easy. Come on.
Oh, did you see the question before I got to it?
He's been
Yeah,
spotted.
I've got the live chat up ahead of you.
Okay, I've got a question for you three. Can you name
Poor old
all
Harold, eh?
6 of Henry
Poor
VIII's
Harold.
wives?
No.
What?
Henry, who?
No.
Henry VIII's wife?
Yeah, he had 6 wives.
How
Can
many?
you name all 6 of them? 6.
No.
And
Not all
Anne
of them.
Boleyn was one. Jane Seymour
Anne of
was
Cleves.
another.
Catherine someone.
2.
Yeah.
Catherine of
Cleves, yeah.
Aragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Catherine Parr.
Yep.
Yeah, Catherine Parr, Catherine of Aragon, Anne of
Yeah,
Cleves,
got that one, I think.
Anne Boleyn. There's 2 more.
Well, shall we do them in order? Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn. Then it was ooh,
Anne of
what was the one
Cleves.
after Anne of Cleves,
Anne Boleyn, yeah.
Jane Seymour. Oh, the one he executed. What was she called?
Jane Seymour, yeah, like the actress, yeah.
There was another one that he executed. There was Catherine Parr and
Anne Boleyn, was it?
Catherine. There was another Catherine. There were 3 Catherines.
Yep.
Can't remember the other Catherine.
Of Aragon.
No, Catherine of Aragon, Catherine Parr,
Catherine of Aragon.
and Catherine. Who was the 3rd Catherine, though?
Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah, we've got that one.
Just keep saying it.
How?
Yeah, Catherine of Aragon. Yeah, Catherine
Liz-
Howard.
Yeah,
That's
Anne
it.
Cleves.
Catherine Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Americans know better than we do. You see, so
treason.
it just goes to show, doesn't it? Is this becoming a
Big
history
treason.
class? It seems like it is.
I like Sezik's comment. Don't forget the black one.
Oh, where's that? I can't find it. Ah, yeah. Yeah, was that Anne Boleyn?
Anne Boleyn, yeah.
Yeah, because they called her swarthy in some text, didn't they? So that meant that she had to be black. Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Americans all know.
Black Annie,
Look, they
yeah.
all know.
All the Queens are black on Channel 5.
They are.
And Netflix.
They are. Everybody's black on Channel 4.
Slay Queen.
Here we go. What were your feelings on the Spare and Meghan, in or out?
So when Harry was before Harry met Meghan, I thought it was all right. Even because even when he did that, dressed up as a stupid Nazi costume and did all that stupid stuff, but it was just in my view, it was just being a lad and mucking around. But as soon as he met Meghan, he turned into a complete tool.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And South Park did the perfect takedown.
He called Afghanistan. He called Afghanistan his ragheads, didn't he? When he was in the army?
right. Yeah.
I think that was one of the controversial things when he was young.
Well,
But
You know,
they all did. That was the thing. They all did, didn't they?
Ragged.
Well, you got Prince Philip in the family.
It's just
What do
like
you
his,
expect?
just like his granddad. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The best one Prince Philip ever said that I know of was when there was somebody pointing out some really bad electrical stuff. And he said, instead of saying, oh, it looks like a cowboy did it, which means it's been done badly, he said it looks like an Indian's done it. And obviously, because he was old, it was cowboys and Indians in his head. But nobody in the media got that link and just thought he was being racist. And it's like, no, he was just being an old man getting his words mixed up. You know, because do the Americans say cowboy? A cowboy did it if it's bad, or is that just a British thing?
I don't know. I would imagine that came from America.
Yeah, you'd think
That saying. Yeah.
Oh, who we sending?
We'd
to
like him
Rwanda?
back anyway.
Canada.
Can we have Harry back?
Cowboy trade and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, Adam.
Cowboy job.
So you want Harry back,
What,
Annie?
is Megan black?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. That's racist.
Nah, we didn't notice. Didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Therese, yeah, I agree, Therese. You like Cowboys, but not the football team.
Lost there. I'm straight over my head. Cowboys with black hats are the villains. White hats are the good guys. Unless you watch the what was that TV show in the 80s where they had a car? Dukes of Hazzard, and then it's the other way around. Because Boss Hogg had a white outfit and a white hat, didn't he? And, you know, anyway, I'm waffling now.
That's true, yep.
We blame the Germans and Jerry rigged. Right, what do you reckon? Shall we wrap it up for today?
Yeah, I think so, unless there's any other questions from the chat, or I don't know what people's time's like.
You know we've been on for an hour and a half, don't you? The Dukes of Hazzard were not... Were they not? I thought they all had cowboy hats. Or does that not make a cowboy, just having a hat?
Do you need a horse as well?
Hey, all the stuff we've said about Americans, and this is what they're getting angry about?
I know.
My dad would have known. Like cowboy.
Desperate Dan was a cowboy.
Oh, Morgan's got to go.
See you later, Morgan.
Desperate Dan. Remember him?
Yeah, well, the Americans won't know Desperate Dan, will they? And
Yeah.
Cow Pie.
No, I don't think that was in the Dandy, right? The Dandy comic in the UK.
God, yeah, you've got a good memory. Yeah. Because I get them.
Yeah, I
so
used to
which
read
one
that.
was Dennis the Menace in? He wasn't in the Dandy.
The Beano.
Dandy, yeah.
Beano.
Beano. Yeah.
Yeah. Dandy. Dino was Dennis the Menace. Dennis
And there was another
Lancashire.
one, wasn't there? Wasn't there a third one? A third comic?
Dino.
I mean, there were loads of them, but there was what was the This is testing my memory. I can't. There was one where there was a character called Pug in it.
Oh, wasn't he one of the Bash Street Kids?
Bash Street Kids, yes, that's
Plug.
That's what I'm
It was
trying to remember.
Plug. Plug.
Plug. I think they were in the Dandy as well, though, weren't they? Or the Beano, I think.
Didn't he have his ears like that? And he
Yeah,
had a thing
And
rolling.
what was the Scottish one?
Oh, the
Scottish
Jocks and the
one was Al Woolley,
Georges.
wasn't
Yeah, there was our Woolley. Yeah, our Woolley was one.
Can Tomski, can you find a picture of the Bash Street Kids? Because I want to show the
Al Woolley.
knitters something. Because
Yeah.
it's quite interesting for knitters. Not for you guys, but the knitters will like this.
Then there was Razzle. No, I'm kidding.
Well, Viz is the
Did
best
you get
one.
Razzle?
I was going to mention Viz.
I was a bit too young for Razzle.
Yeah, I have no idea what Razzle
Yes,
is, Adam. No
yes. I
Sounds
miss Viz.
rude.
I miss Viz.
Keep
Razzle
talking. I'm just grabbing this image.
in your pocket. No. That's the injury, isn't it? Razzle in your pocket. Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Me po-
Yes. Desperate Dan could lift a cow with one hand. Yes. What says Adam is pre-knitter. I'm not sure what you mean, Therese. Adam is pre-knitter.
Eats cow pie.
All right, I'm bringing up the image now.
Okay.
There it is. There we go.
Okay, so
I'm knit
for the
adjacent.
knitters,
Knit
If
adjacent.
you look,
I'm an ally.
those jumpers that the characters are all wearing are authentic 1900s jumpers, sweaters.
That's a pork pie right there.
Where's the pork pie?
In the guy's mouth at the back.
Oh God, yeah. So, and what they used to do is when they knitted them, they didn't do ribbing, and all of the edges are curled over, so it's just stockinette stitch and curled over. So if you look round the waist of like the yellow one, and if you look round the wrists, that is what they were called. And so, or even the stripy ones are authentic. And also none of them fitted right because they didn't know how to do necks, so they all had like weird necklines as well. And it's like how they were, and it's kind of quite cool that they the artist did that. Okay, we can take that off now. Did Fat Albert literally just rip off every one of those characters? Yes, I think he did. Fat Albert was the American black character, wasn't he? Fat Albert, I think. This is the comment about you, Adam. Adam is pre-knitter. What it means is that everyone is a knitter. He just hasn't learned yet.
He used to eat a lot of pudding.
Fat Albert, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What were they? There was a group of them, weren't there? Oh, was it Fat Albert's something gang or something they were called, weren't they? Anyway, right. So, shall we call it a day now?
Let's do it. Yep.
Okay. So, Tomski, Adamski, Anski. Why did we have Polish names?
You took it from me, I think. My Tomski name.
It's all your fault. So,
it is.
The three of you have been blocked.